High Noon. Directed by Fred Zinnemann and starring Gary Cooper and Grace Kelly. Gary Cooper is a marshal who gets married to Grace Kelly's character at the very beginning of the film, and directly afterward, he finds out that this man, Frank Miller, is coming to town in about an hour, and he chooses to stay to fight him off. And unfortunately, nobody else in the town wants to help him, so he's on his own. So the majority of the film is just build up and build up and build up until we finally get to this, end fight. You've got Frank Miller, and then you got his three cronies who had come across town, and so everyone knows that he's coming, based on the fact that these three guys came through. Everyone's scared shitless, and so they're depending on this guy to deal with it. Even though they don't want him to stay, which is kind of contradictory, but what are you gonna do? This was my first time seeing this film. I really had no expectations, to be honest. I mean, it's a Western, and you know how I feel about Westerns. I mean, assuming you know how I feel about Westerns based on my Searchers review. But, like most films, I kind of go in just kind of open mind, see what happens. For the most part, I kind of liked it. I mean, I wouldn't say that it was a great film, but I did like it. Performances all around were really good, though I think Gary Cooper could have, given out more emotion than he was. The way in which this film is directed is okay for the most part. I thought that it was fine, though I thought some of the camera angles were an odd choice, and also this film could have been edited just a little bit better. Some of the shots didn't cut all that well together, and I don't think it was the shots themselves, just the timing. One thing though that wasn't all that settling was how they're waiting an hour for this train, right? But it's like the longest hour in a film that I've seen. Like, the way the film is paced, it feels a lot longer than an hour that they're waiting. And then you have the finale, which wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it was good for what it was. And I think a film like this, with the kind of story that it has, is that because you're waiting for this train, it forces them to have more characters than maybe need be. Because some of the characters, I just didn't really feel like they were all required. Like, they didn't really bug me that they were in the film, but the fact that they were there just was kind of like, okay, we need to fill up time because the train's not coming, so fill the screen time. But at the end of the day, I did like the film, and I would recommend it if you like Westerns. So I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 stars. Probably won't see it again for a while, if ever, to be honest.